Hailey Davidson never expected to find herself at the center of a political storm around transgender athletes competing against women in elite sport.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I'm just practicing to go pro. Here we go again, folks. Another trans athlete competing in women's sports. And however, this time it's in a sport that I know quite well, golf. So Hailey Davidson quit competing in men's golf in 2015. Obviously not good enough to compete in the men's category, hung it up. That is until 2021 that after transitioning and having surgery, Davidson decided to give it a run on the women's tour. Well, now Hailey is one step closer to making it to the LPGA after simply dominating the standings of the tour that she's in. She will now be given 2 exemptions to play in the next tour, which is the qualifying tour for the LPGA. And look, folks, the LPGA is a private organization, but if you can't see how it's wrong to let mediocre male athletes compete and take money away from female athletes at a professional level, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you believe that that's okay, why do we even have women's sports at this time? And don't just take it from me. Let's just listen to Hailey's words about males competing in female sports.
For a lot of people, because you were born a man, you clearly have an advantage. Do you accept that?
Honestly, I 100% agree. You know, the men do have advantages. You know, say you get a trans person on hormones for a year, no surgery, nothing. Of course, for the most part, they're going to have an advantage. I don't believe.
Why do you think people have such a big problem with you competing in women's golf in particular?
I don't understand it. I don't get what the fear of me, one person, is doing.
So you know males have an advantage, but then don't understand why people have such an issue with you competing. Come on now. Really? You don't get it? And look, I know a lot of people may not see golf as a sport in and of itself. That is until they actually walk the course trying to master the ever-frustrating game that is golf. But the fact is, it's an athletically challenging game, and there are major differences between the men and women's game. Distance of the course is probably one of the biggest. And that the distance of the course is set up because females don't hit the ball as far as male athletes. The average female on the LPGA hits their drive around 250 yards, while most males on the PGA are over 300. The average male amateur, however, is probably around that 250 marker, maybe even a little bit below that. There Hailey is again, 235 yards with a wood off the turf. Come on, that's what male amateurs usually do. That's probably what I would do in that situation. And I can tell you, after about 5 years of transition, my average drive is about 250 yards, which is no different than prior to transition. I would probably hit a 3-wood off the turf in that situation if I was feeling comfortable with my striking that day. So I ask again, would it be fair for me to go out and compete in professional golf? No. And with golf, strength, body mechanics, and mobility are major factors that come into hitting a straight, long golf ball and being accurate with the ball, which are also major differences between men and women in just the way that men and women are physiologically built. Height, for example. Taller golfers have more of an advantage because they have more leverage on the ball. Strength in the lower body. Males obviously have stronger leg muscles, which is where most of your power comes in with the golf swing. So it would beg to reason that a male athlete, male golfer, is going to have a major advantage over a female. Again, like Haley said earlier, this isn't like rocket science. This shouldn't be a controversial issue. But if you need more proof, we've seen some of the best female golfers like Lexi Thompson, who's probably one of the longest hitters in the LPGA, try to play on men's courses. And I don't even think any LPGA player has ever made the cut on the PGA Tour. And so at this point, the LPGA really has a choice to make. Either go back to being female only, or become a league for mediocre men. So one final note though, I do want to point out that we have seen more people coming out as trans and being openly trans, but we still haven't seen this massive amounts of male athletes compete in female sports, and I think that's a sign that most don't want the attention and they know it's wrong. The ones who do compete are narcissistic assholes who don't care about honor and just want to win to get some sort of satisfaction out of making women and society bend to their will. But this, I don't believe, is the vast majority of trans people. Otherwise, more people like me would be going out there and competing in female sports. But we know it's wrong. And so we're not going to stick a finger in the eye of female athletes in leagues, and so we can go compete and win tournaments and take money and take opportunities away from these women. And so I do think it's a very small section of the trans people that are doing this, and they always seem to, whenever you see them in an interview, they always seem to be very narcissistic about their attitudes. Look at Leah Thomas, look at Rachel McKinnon, look at now Haley Davidson. All are the same. They all speak the same about competing in sports, and they all use the same justifications. No matter what it is, male athletes have a biological advantage and should not be competing in female-only sports. Haley, you are a great example, and you even admit that you have an advantage in golf. So what are you doing? Why are you pushing this? Why are you competing? Take a stand against it. Say it was wrong for you to do it, and move forward. But with that, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Click that like and subscribe button. Follow me across all social media platforms, and I will see you next time.